Welcome to the Dr. R. Craft CSS text tutorial. CSS text properties allow you to format an element's text content. Let's start with text colors. Now, text colors are specified with the color property. Text colors can be predefined or cross-browser color names like this, a hex value like this, or an RGB value like this. As you can see, this heading is colored green for the hex color. And this is a normal paragraph, and it inherits its color from the body element. And this is a paragraph with a custom class that gets a red color. That's for the RGB color. Now let's move on to text alignment. You can see this heading is center aligned and the date right over here is right aligned. Let's try and change it to left. Now, as you can see, it's left. Or alternatively, the text align can be set to justify. This is similar to magazines and newspapers, where the space between words change to fit the available space. Let's try increasing the font size to show this in a live example. You can see when we increase the font size, the space between the words change. We go pretty high. You see some spacing is very short and some is very long. It just depends on how long the line is. Now let's move on to decorating text. The text decoration property is mainly used to remove underlines from links. If we remove this, you can see that the default underline appears again. If we add none back in, then you can see the underline is removed, but the link still works. Let's add an h1 element to test this property on, and add a custom text decoration to it. Let's, for example, do an overline. Let's try and change it into a line through, and finally an underline. It's not really advised to underline text that isn't a link, since your users might be confused. Next up is transforming text. With the text transform property, you can transform text into uppercase, lowercase, or you can capitalize the first letter of each word. Let's add a paragraph with no additional styling so you can see what it's like to have no text transformations. As you can see, the text here is the same as here. Now let's learn how to set the space between characters with the letter spacing property. If it's set to a positive value, then the spacing between letters will increase. If it's set to a negative value, the spacing between characters will decrease. Let's increase the letter spacing for the h1 element. See, there's now a lot more space between the characters. And now let's decrease the space for the h2 element. Now, if it's -10 pixels, then all the characters will overlap, like this. Now let's indent the first line of a paragraph with the text indent property. The text indent property can be a fixed value, such as pixels. If we increase it, you can see to start the paragraph increase. Now this is a bit much, so let's decrease it to 10 pixels, and that looks a lot better. As you can see, it only indents the first line of the paragraph. This concludes the CSS text tutorial. Thank you very much for watching.